In this video, I am going to explain you about the range function in Python. Let's start with the range function. The range function of Python generates a list which is special sequence type. If you do not have any idea of list, tuple or string, a link of a video regarding this is given in the description box. First go through that video and then come over here. A sequence in Python is a succession of values bound together by a single name. A sequence means it can be a list of whole number, it can be a list of even number, it can be a list of odd number, it can be a list of prime number. Some Python sequence types are string, list, tuple, etc. Let me show you some basic operation regarding the range function. Range function generally used with the loop, that is with the for loop, but in this video I am not going to show you any example with the for loop. I will just focus on the range function only. Now if you write a equal to range say 5, then give enter. If you print a, the output will be look like this. So when you specify some number within the range function, so the range will start from 0 till 5. So it is written like this: range within bracket, the parameter is 0, 5. So this is the starting of the range and this is the ending of range. That means this range will generate a list of number from 0 to 5. But when you print this number, it will just print from 0 to 4. So it will ignore the upper bound or the ending value. To see the sequence, you have to convert this range to a list. So for this, let me take another variable, say b. Let me write this list constructor, and within this list constructor, let me write a and give enter. This list constructor converts this range to a list of sequence. This list constructor will be discussed in more details in the object-oriented programming videos. For the time being, think that list is a feature of Python which will convert a range to a list. And this list is stored within this variable b. Now if you print b, so it will show you 0 to 4, not up to 5. So it will start from 0 and keep on incrementing by 1. By default, the gap between the range values is 1. So it starts from 0 and it will stop before the ending value. So it stopped before 5, that is up to 4. Now if you want to specify the upper limit and the lower limit of the range function, you can do it like this. Say a equal to range within brackets say 5, 10. This range function will generate a sequence from 5 to 9, not up to 10. Now if you convert this to list, so list within bracket, I am writing a, then give enter. So it will show you 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, not up to 10. So whatever may be the upper limit, that will be excluded by the range function. So it will start from the start position, but it will end before the end position. And look, whatever may be the list or the sequence, there is a gap of 1 between successive values. Now if you write list within bracket range say 5, 1, so this will give you an empty list because it cannot run from the higher value to a lower value like this. So for that you require a third parameter which is called a step jump, and that will be a negative step jump. Next, range parameter. A range function has 3 parameters: start, stop and step. This start position is the starting point of the sequence, stop is the ending point of the sequence, and step is the step jump. All these 3 parameters can be positive or negative, but be careful, step cannot be 0, but the start and stop can have their value 0. When there is a step jump of +1, so you need not to write that +1 or the step. So it is automatically understood by the range function. So in that case, you can omit step. Let me show you more example on this range parameter and the range function. Let me write list range 2, 20, then 2, and then give enter. The sequence will start from 2 and it will stop up to 20, and there is a step jump of 2. So the first value 2 will be printed. Then after that, there will be a step jump of 2. So this step 2 will be added up with this 2 and it will become 4. Again this step 2 will be added up with this 4 and it will become 6. So there is a gap of 2 between each successive elements. So it is printing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Since the upper limit is 20, as it is the property of range function that it stopped before the ending position, so the sequence will stop before the upper limit. That's why it stopped at 18. Now if you write 21 at the upper limit, in that case the sequence will be generated up to 20. Now if you want to reverse this list, so what will happen? Just write down the 20, the upper limit in front, that is at the start position, and then specify 2. So this is the stop parameter. If you specify stop parameter as 2, then it will stop before 2. And since the sequence is starting from 20 to 2, that's mean from a getter value to a lower value, so there will be a negative jump in place of step parameter. So this line will generate a sequence from 20 to 4. Since I have written 2 over here at the stop parameter, so it will stop before this 2. So the sequence will keep on decrementing by 2 and it start from 20. Look, then it will become 18, then 16, then 14 and so on. Now if you write 1 in place of 2, that is the end of the sequence is 1. That's mean it will now print 20 to 2. You can generate any sequence with this range function. Suppose I'm writing 5, 0, -1. That's mean it will generate a sequence from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it will stop before 0. Be very careful that the step jump cannot be 0. If you write 0 in place of step jump, it will give you a value error. Look, value error, range must not be 0. So all the examples shown above, here the range function is generating some sequence in an upward direction or in the downward direction, and this sequence of range is converted by using the list constructor. Then only we can see the list of sequence. Next, let me show you how to access element in a range function with indexes. Since a range function is generating a sequence, and to get the sequence we are converting this range to a list. Since lists are represented by some indexes, maybe a positive or a negative indexes. Look at this example. Suppose I have written a equal to range within bracket 1, 6. That means this range function will generate a value from 1 to 5. And beside this range function I have written within the third bracket, that is 3. So 3 will be considered as index. So it will find out the value of index 3 from within the range of sequence. So when you are writing like this, so it can be represented as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The index of first element is 0. The index of second element as 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So this is similar to the list. A list has a positive and negative index. If you have no idea of list, a link of the video regarding this is given in my description box. Go and find it there. So this range is generating a list of sequence from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and their indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you want to access the index 3. That's mean index 3 means this one. So it will return the value 4. Let me show you this example in Python interpreter. Let me write like this, range 1, 6 and beside it within third bracket 3, and let me initialize a variable where the value will be stored. So this range function will generate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as values, and we want to access the value at third index. So give enter. Let's check what is the value of a. Print the value of a, you will get 4. Let me write another example for you. Say b equal to, say, range. Let's start from 10 and end up to 15. And then within third bracket, I want to access the value at one index. So if you print b, it will give you 11. because in the 0th position or in the 0 index 10 is there, and in the 1 index 11 is there, so it will print 11. Now if you write -1 in place of 1, so what will happen? Since this range 10, 15 will generate 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you write the negative index, it will access the last element, that is 14. So print the B, it will give you 14. Points to remember: the range function only work with integers or whole number. No other data type will be supported within the range function. Step argument value cannot be 0, otherwise it will throw a value error exception. I have already shown you element in a range function can be accessed by using index value like list data type. We will see more example of this range function in the following videos where the loop, especially for loop, are there. So this is all for this video. Thank you.